So my next question to you is the CRTD. And I think that's contribution, refund. How you break it down? Refund towards deposit. Yes.
You got it. You got it, yes.
Can you break that down for us? What is it?
All right, so CRTD, contribution refunds towards deposit, as you rightfully indicated. It's let me backtrack a little. Let me start at the beginning. So individual makes contribution or makes their contributions to the NHT, or employers make their contribution on the individual's behalf to the NHT, and these become eligible for refund. The NHT holds them for a period of 7 years, and they become eligible for refund in the 8th year. So every year the NHT refunds a year at a time. So in this year, 2021, for example, we would be refunding contributions made in 2013. So under normal circumstances, an individual would only be able to get 2013 and the years prior. We won't go beyond that. However, if the individual is buying a house, the NHT makes 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, we'll keep 2020, but we'll make up to 6 years available to you to assist with different costs that are associated with the purchase. So it can be used to help with your deposit. It can be used to assist with the legal fees. There are some reports, I know you probably would have taken your subscribers through this, the surveyor's ID and valuation reports that they need to get done as part of the sale process, and those costs. So it can be used to offset any of those costs associated with the purchase of a house. And in the case where you're doing construction, one of the requirements is that property taxes must be up to date. And in that case, the NHT will assist, will help allow you to use the CRTD to assist with that as well, and some other costs associated with construction, again, as it relates to fees, etc. So it really is the NHT making your refunds not yet due available to you ahead of time to assist with those costs. And we do that because we understand that many times through the NHT or through other mortgage institutions jointly, individuals are able to secure the necessary 95 or 100% financing, as the case may be, that they need. But then they start the process and then they never remember that you have to pay the lawyer too. You have these fees associated with it. And that's just our way of contributing to the sale process, making it a little bit smoother for you. So, assisting with some of those fees and monies that you have to find upfront as part of the purchase. Some persons always ask me that, what is the catch? There's only one catch.
What's that?
You get your CRTD this year. Next year, when NHT is refunding 2014,
you can't get no refund.
You'd be surprised how people still apply, Sharika. Even though them knows that them get it already, people still apply and then call and say, oh, I haven't gotten any refund and I apply from January 1, midnight, and other people who apply get already and me not get. Sir, ma'am, you got it already.
Right.
You can't get it twice. That's the only the thing, the only catch.
Right.
And really and truly, if you come into the office and you're doing it as a process, they may refer to it as a CRTD loan. And I know some persons sometimes go, what? Is this an additional loan? No, it's not really, because what really happens is that as the refunds become due, it goes over and pays off that portion that is due. So it really is just an accounting principle for us on the inside to refer to it as a loan, because truly that's what we're doing. It's not yet due, so we're giving it to you ahead of time, which means we're lending you. So really and truly it's just for processing purposes. It's not any additional amounts that you'll have to pay. Once those refunds become due, they are used to offset the CRTD that would have been made available to you ahead of time.
Okay, so on the point of refund though, so for persons who use the CRTD to purchase their home, for those years, those 6 years, when it's due for them to get refund, that they can't get those years again because you would have used it. So they have to wait until those 6 years. So you said you would have started 2013. So when those persons cannot get a refund until the end of like 2021. So when you reach 2021, before those persons will be eligible to get refund. That's correct?
Right. That's correct. That's
okay.
correct.
Okay. So for persons who would have taken refunds in the year, but it was before 2013, and now want this CRTD, they can still access that CRTD from 2013. It would not be a problem because they would have.
Would not be a problem. No,
okay.
because it assumes that an individual takes their refund on an annual basis. So you take what is due. So it really only speaks to what is not yet due, which would be the year to come and for the 6 years going forward.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. So it won't cause a problem.
No.
So in terms of the CRTD, how do I apply for that to assist with my deposits? So for instance, I see the property now. Sorry about that. I see the property now and they are taking deposits now. How do I, ensure that I can get the money?
Okay, you have to start the process. That's one. So if it is that it's an open market purchase, you would have had to start bringing in your documents to the NHT, one of them being an important one being your sale agreement. You would have had to start the loan process, because what we don't want to happen is that we make the CRTD available to you and you change your mind and decide, say, you're now about to buy a house and you're not get back the refund, which will lend to you in faith that you're actually going to purchase a home.
Yes.
So you can indicate at loan application that you intend to use this. And so the different calculations can be factored in as to how much you will actually borrow. But it will be made available to you having started the loan application process, meaning you would have had your sale agreement and you would have at least made the difference of the deposit. So let's say you have 200,000 in CRTD. It's and the 10% deposit that is required is $1 million. You would have to bring in your receipt to say, okay, here's the 800,000 I've paid over to the vendor, and I need the 200,000 I have in CRTD to add to satisfy the full 10% deposit. So it's not done before the process, but indicates at the time you come in to do the loan that you're going to be using your CRTD, and having submitted, as I said, those preliminary documents, your sale agreement, the receipt for the difference, that kind of thing, then the NHT will make it available to you. And it's a similar arrangement with the JFM program. When you go into the partner institution, do indicate to them that you intend to use this amount as well, your CRTD as well, to assist with the sale or the purchase, as the case may be.
Okay, so can I call to find out how much money I have in my CRTD?
You don't have to. The NHT has a mobile app.
Okay.
The NHT has a mobile app.
Okay.
Yes, so when you log into that mobile app, actually, it shows you up to 10 years of contribution data. So it will show you, included in that would be all 10 years amount of contributions that the NHT has received for you. So it will tell you how much we have for you for 2014, 15, 16, so forth. So you can just add it up yourself and you will know just exactly how much I have already in CRTD. So you can better calculate, okay, what's my shortfall is, or I'm going to use the deposit out of pocket, out of savings, and then I'm going to use the CRTD to do the surveyor's ID, the legal fees, the valuation report, that kind of thing. But you can go to the mobile app and it will tell you, so you know exactly how much you have ahead of time.
Okay, again, for those persons who are not so tech savvy, how can I know?
If you're not so tech savvy, you can always give us your pertinent data, your NIS, your TRN, and reach out to us and let us know. We would prefer not, I must say, we would prefer not to give that information over the phone.
Okay.
But given, we want to ensure that we're talking to Dwayne.
Security reasons, right?
Yeah. But we understand, though, that during this period, where face-to-face contact is really limited to at the NHT, we only limit that currently to if you're making a payment or if you're coming in to sign. So we even start the loan processing via email now. So you only have to come in one time to do your loan interview and to sign. You don't have to come to NHT with every document every time.
Okay, beautiful.
But in this case, we talk to us. We'll see how we can work around it. We have an email indemnity form. So it could be just a matter of sending that to you. So we can associate a single email account to the individual. And once that individual does the necessary verification to indemnify that email account, then that frees up the NHT legally to be able to start doing business with that identified registered account from the individual. So we can work out something.
Can work it out. All right, beautiful.
Yeah.
So for persons out there who wants to know how much money you have available to you to use from the CRTD, as was said, you can download the app on your phone. You can just use it from the comfort of your home, and you can know how much money you have available to you. If you are not so tech savvy, you can contact the NHT and they will walk you through the process to ensure that you are verified and that your information is secured before they disclose that kind of information. So contact the NHT if you are in doubt or if you're not so tech savvy and you want to get that information. Just a quick question too on the CRTD. I know of persons who would have paid their deposit out of pocket, but would want that money to use for closing fee. Is that available?
Yeah, man, that's available. It's available for that. Any of the costs associated, as I mentioned, to do the reports, to do closing costs, legal fees. Yes, you can use it for those as well.
Okay. And is there a timeline that you're working with that persons need to submit these documents, and then you will hear from us within X time and you will get the money dispersed within X time?
From what I remember off the top of my head, I believe it's a 15-day processing time that we work with between when you put in the application for it and when we disburse that amount. So 15 days.